Across Britain, there's a hidden network of canals, more than 2,000 miles long. Many of them cut through some of the most stunning scenery. And in this series, I've chosen 8 canal trips, the very best, from the west coast of Scotland to the southwest of England.
I'm going to take part, aren't I?
I'll be exploring their stories.
Am I helping?
Discovering why and how they were built.
A spectacular piece of engineering.
And looking at their impact as Britain moved into the industrial age. On this trip, I'll be making my way along one of the most attractive canals in Britain, the Llangollen Canal. I'm looking forward to exploring some of this canal's extraordinary history and its engineering features, which 200 years ago were astonishingly bold.
It is slightly frightening, isn't it?
I'll be learning the skills of the waterways.
This is tough.
Trying my hand at ironwork.
I wish I knew what we were doing.
And taking in some of the most beautiful landscapes in Britain.
It really is spectacular. It's wonderful. We're in Wales on one of the prettiest sections of the Llangollen Canal. It's beautiful. And as we go through it, you'll see how stunning the scenery is. For the canal connoisseurs, one of the very best. But it wasn't built for beauty, and certainly not for leisurely cruises. This canal was born out of hard times and grim necessity. It had to shift slate and heavy building material out of Wales and bring back the new machinery and fancy goods from the industrial heartlands of northwest England.
I'm picking up the canal on a stretch known as the Wixle Mosses, and I'll be making my way to Ellesmere and then on to the very end of the canal at Llangollen. But first, I'm picking up a skilled boatman, John Davies, who's going to help me out with some of the more difficult manoeuvres.
Right, this is a tricky bit, isn't it?
It can be, yeah. We've got to lift up this bridge, obviously to get the boat underneath. One of us will wind the bridge up.
Which is the hardest thing to do?
The hardest thing is getting the boat through it.
Oh, well, perhaps you should do that, yeah?
Do you want me to do that?
I think so.
OK.
Yeah.
It is said these tilt bridges were designed for just one person to operate with ease. Oh, yeah?
OK, right, it's tight. It's very tight. Whoops. You're doing well. You're doing the hard bit, although that wasn't easy. Oh, no. Right, well, now, look. It says, please lower this lift bridge after use. So I'm doing that. This is tough.
Tilt bridges are derived from drawbridges, and they've been around since medieval times.
Whew. We've done it.
All right, John.
We did it. When the canal trade was flourishing at the beginning, they still had to hurry, didn't they? For them, I mean, they had to work the boats all the time.
Yeah.
They'd have been the truck drivers of their time, wouldn't they?
Exactly, yeah.
And they'd feel under stress.
Yeah.
Because they've got to get their cargo through.
That's right.
What do they carry?
All sorts of cargoes, stone, slate, bricks, lime even.
Lime. Carried lime.
Lime was a vital industrial material. Lime kilns sprung up across the region. The best preserved one is at Llangollen. Glyn Gaskell helped restore it.
Well, this is the Hoffman rotary kiln, and this one has been restored recently, and as far as we know, it's the only one in the country which has got the chimney with it.
Oh, right. Right, so this stuff, this is just, well, it's perfectly ordinary limestone, isn't it?
But incredibly useful.
Yeah.
Because once it's been heated for 2 or 3 days in the kiln here at 1,000 degrees C, it changes into quicklime.
It's amazing.
Magic.
Just
Absolute
cooking
magic.
the bricks. Yeah. Extraordinary. And it's moved, this quicklime, by canal.
Absolutely. It was used as a building material to make mortar.
So this, what we can see here, is actually lime mortar.
That's mortar made from lime. And the magic thing about lime mortar is that it sets underwater. So when you're building your canal and you want to build your locks or whatever, you can build it with lime mortar and it will set even if the canal's in water. These slits, as you can see all the way around, is where the coal is fed in from the top, and that provides the fuel, the heat, the energy to roast the limestone.
It was a remarkably efficient process, and before cement was used, quicklime quite literally held Britain and its canals together. Today, the Llangollen Canal is one of the most popular, attracting 15,000 boaters a year, and nearly all tourists.
You're from Holland, are you? But you've got your own canals in Holland. Yeah, right. Well, that's good, isn't it? Someone from Holland appreciating our canals. Very nice. Well, welcome. Hello. How are you doing? Is that your boat with the Dutch flag on?
Yeah.
You've got all those canals in Holland.
They're much wider and more boats on it.
Right.
And you can't walk like this.
Really? You're good at football, though, aren't you?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
They may be good at football, but when it comes to canals, I reckon we've got the edge on them. That was a close one. I've got to be careful. This hat's my living.
This section of the canal is one of the oldest, completed in 1798. At that time, Ellesmere marked the end of the canal, but then the legendary engineer Thomas Telford, undaunted by the near impassable hills and valleys, set about extending the canal all the way onto Llangollen. Telford was the genius behind many of Britain's canals. He thought of every detail. Here at Ellesmere, he built a forge where metal workers could make tools and equipment. Telford also built a dry dock where boats could come in to be repaired, and it's still here today. Madeleine Bradbury and Paul Wiseman are using it to restore their boat.
Hello.
Hi.
Madeleine, how are you?
Hello.
Well, this is a magnificent boat, isn't it?
Yeah, we're really proud of her,
Are you?
actually. Yeah, we are. But we've had people looking at our pitting. It's where the black has been worn through and the steel has actually started to be undermined.
So I could say, do I say I like your pitting or I'm a bit worried about it?
Apparently this doesn't even qualify as pitting.
Oh, doesn't
which
it?
is deeply reassuring.
Right, so I say, not much pitting.
Not much pitting.
Oh, right. What about this?
Sacrificial anode. That's put on...
Sacrificial?
Sacrificial.
Why is it sacrificial?
Because it gets eaten away. When it goes on, it's all shiny.
Yes.
And then this attracts the electrolysis.
So do I say those are good anodes?
Yes.
OK, so I'll just try, so I'll do this whole thing.
OK.
Not much pitting, and those are good anodes.
Excellent, John.
OK, all right, so we've done that bit. You're going to show me the inside, which is more your area.
Do you want to have a look?
Yes, we do.
Oh,
Let's,
right. I haven't tied it up or anything.
No, it doesn't matter. Right. Is that... Oh, that's all right.
Hang on tight.
Whoops. We're OK.
You're done.
Right, we're here.
OK.
Well, there's quite a bit of work to do, isn't there?
So we had a look at quite a few boats before we designed this, and we did this one for us. Bathroom.
Now, what's behind here?
Oh, bedroom. Bedroom.
No, wait a minute. What's this on the door?
Oh, that's her. Work in progress. I sit on the loo and look at her and...
All right.
Yeah, I paint bits out sometimes.
So you painted this?
Yes, I painted
Did
this.
Paul ask you to do that, or...?
No, I do nudes on my lampshades.
Now, what do you think, Paul?
Well, when I'm sitting there, John,
Yeah.
I sort of contemplate and...
It's a bit on the saucy side, is it?
Well, it's quite... Well, is it saucy?
No.
Madeleine loves it. She's not saucy.
No, all right.
Have you ever seen a woman look like that?
Well, not this week, no.
Right, OK.
Next door to the dry dock is Thomas Telford's forge. Telford was a groundbreaking engineer, one of the very first to build structures out of iron. Here at Ellesmere, many of the metal parts he used to bridge this canal into Wales were made. Today, the forge is run by blacksmith and metalworker Rowan Taylor.
Hello.
How'd you do?
Hello, Rowan. Well, it's wonderful, isn't it? This is a traditional...
It was built in 1805 by Thomas Telford as part of the extension of the canal from here up to Llangollen.
Right. It's amazing that it's still here, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's pretty much unchanged.
For you, what's the excitement? What's the interest?
Making things. I get to make things out of metal using fire. It's great.
You're not an ordinary blacksmith, are you?
Well, I'm a canal-side blacksmith, so
Yeah.
I do restoration work for the canals, obviously, because there's a lot of old ironwork that needs maintaining and repairing.
Everything, all the technology is 18th century technology.
Pretty much, yeah. There's no point in repairing 18th century ironwork with an arc welder.
This is a forge from the Industrial Revolution, isn't it?
It is, yes.
It's industrial archaeology at one level, but it lives, though.
It does, yes. It's not a museum exhibit, it's actually a running business.
This is a difficult question, but do you think I might be able to help you in some way?
Pretty sure you can give me a hand.
Do you think so?
I do, yeah. I'll have to change your hat, though, because I'll catch fire.
Catch fire?
Yeah.
All right, OK. Right, that's the hat.
Give you some attractive safety specs as well.
All right.
In case anything spits out of the fire and hits you in the face.
All right. What do I need this for?
That'll be to stop your nice shirt burning.
Well, I'm already half a blacksmith because I've got the gear on.
There we go.
Oh, a bit tight. No, it's OK. Perfectly all right. Thank you very much.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to rake this up a little bit.
OK. Whew. It is hot work, isn't it?
It is, yes. We've not even started yet.
We haven't started. Well, I already feel like a drink. Okay. Yeah.
I'll go a little bit slow so you can see what I'm doing as well.
Right.
So it looks like that.
OK, well, you've got to have a very good eye, haven't you?
You do, yes. It does help. You've got to be good with shapes and sizes.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm that good with shapes and sizes, but this is quite frightening, isn't it? And what if I make a mistake?
Let's hope you don't.
Oh.
Telford's ironwork was made in this way.
This could hurt someone, couldn't it?
It could.
OK, right, we're here.
Right, there are your marks.
OK, ready?
Off you go.
A lot of sweat and a lot of muscle. Heating iron until white hot and then hammering it into shape.
I wish I knew what we were doing. I'm banging, but I've got no idea.
Do say if you want to stop, though, and I'll...
No, I want to carry on. I want to succeed. OK?
Are you happy with what you're doing? Can I leave you alone for a bit?
No, that's fine. I'll just go on banging, yeah?
Yeah, just keep on as you were.
Oh, whoops. I'm glad he's gone. It's nearly there. Whoops. Well, I'm not saying it was easy, no. But we did it. Look, we did it.
I carry on from Ellesmere and head towards Chirk. My exertions at the forge have left me quite exhausted. My aching bones are reminding me of just how tiring life would have been on the canals 200 years ago. It was all hard graft, but today a canal boat is one of the most leisurely experiences there is, and one of the most soothing places to fall asleep.
Morning.
Morning.
Yeah.
Morning.
What a lovely morning. no salt. I mean, what's the point of breakfast without salt? It's been a great trip so far. Started with me lifting the lift bridge. Then we had the dry docks and the forge at Ellesmere. I tried my hand at metalwork, nearly lost my hand. And now we're looking forward to the high point of the trip, the great aqueduct across the River Dee.
This stretch covers one of the most ambitious pieces of canal engineering. First, there are tunnels which give way to some idyllic countryside.
I like this. I like this a lot. It really is spectacular. It's wonderful. Hello. Lovely flowers, aren't they? You're coming out to the meadow, and of course now we're getting the lovely wildflowers. Every summer my wife teaches me the main flowers, and every autumn I forget. So I have to go through the whole thing. Every year, what's that?
Just see the aqueduct there through the trees.
Right, it's somewhere away, isn't it?
Yeah.
So just a glimpse, get us in the mood. How do you pronounce it?
Pont Cysylltu.
Pont, I can't do it. Anyway, it's the spectacular aqueduct coming up.
The Pont Cysylltu aqueduct was opened in 1805 and was one of the most impressive engineering feats of its day. It's considered to be one of Thomas Telford's finest creations.
I've just recommended an aqueduct of iron. It has been approved and will be executed under my direction upon a principle entirely new.
That new engineering breakthrough was the use of iron. It took Telford 10 years to build this aqueduct, and the iron trough containing the canal is supported by pillars 126 feet high, carrying the canal through the air for over 1,000 feet.
Well, at last we're here, aren't we? What a sight. So our 20-ton boat is now just heading out over the abyss. Here, it's as if the boat is flying across.
Telford's aqueduct has stood as a landmark to man's ingenuity for over 200 years.
We don't seem to be supported by anything. We can't see how we're supported. We're in a canal boat, but the sensation is one of being in the air. It is slightly frightening, isn't it? Because there I can't see anything. I think I'll stay on this side. That just plunges down. We're flying across the Dee Valley. Oh, and by the way, with us is a 20-ton canal boat, and one calm person, that's you, and one overexcited person, that's me. It's one of the greatest pieces of canal engineering that you can ever see anywhere in Britain. This is the best crossing of a valley I've ever done. How do you do it? Well, you do it on a canal boat. It's terrific.
In the 19th century, the use of iron would transform our lives. It was a time for new experiments and discoveries as the industrial age took giant strides into the future. As the century rolled on, in Wales and across Britain, the iron horse took over.
After us here, are you?
We'll try.
Soon, a train network spread to all parts of the country. But this didn't destroy the canals. Many of the train companies bought up parts of the canal network and ran both businesses in tandem. Canals continued to be used right up until after the Second World War for hauling goods. And after all that fire-stoking, smoke, steam, heat and noise, I have to say that the canal wins hands down. Canals are peaceful, relaxing. They run to their own tune. They go about their business quietly and modestly, without all the commotion of locomotion.
This looks a bit difficult. Sorry about this. We're heading for a collision, aren't we? OK, we've only got a few minutes to live. It's all over. What are we going to do? It's all gone wrong. Perhaps you can come in here. All right, will that be all right? OK. I think I've sorted this now. You'll be all right. Down a bit on the left. Down a bit more on the right. Just a bit of organisation. With a bit of help, you got it. You made it.
John Sargent.
It is. Look at him. John.
Llangollen marks the end of the canal. Here in the early 1800s, the wharf would have been packed with narrow boats being loaded with slate from the quarries. This canal gave Llangollen a vital lifeline, bringing wealth and work.
Oh, John, I'm afraid it's goodbye. Thanks very much.
Goodbye, John.
And thanks for putting up with the jokes.
Oh, they were very funny.
Very.
It's given me a trip of a lifetime. But then, perhaps I'm just old-fashioned.